Hello, the internet.
Hello.
I'm Sean Harry. This is my very good friend, Elazar Cabrera. We're missing John tonight, I'm afraid. We have Kermit. We have Kermit. We have neither John nor Jonathan.
It should have been Alf, really, shouldn't it?
Should have been Alf. In tribute to him, it should have been Alf. Fortunately, where is John tonight?
He's away for personal reasons.
Right. He couldn't make it, unfortunately. We were going to have Jonathan Woodward step in as well, but unfortunately he had an unfortunate incident between him and a goat, and he's currently in a police station. But yes,
that could be a web series in itself.
And
get it on YouTube.
But the great thing with a goat is you've got the horns to hang on to. But you know, hopefully one of them will be back with us next. But this week it's the two of us.
Indeed.
So, and we've got a special theme for it this week, haven't we?
Yes, it's a British week again.
Second British week. Looking at the best of, and actually, that's the great thing about the internet and internet productions and YouTube and so forth, is that there's really no national barriers. Although there is potentially a language barrier, but
you know, you can put out a series and just, you know, the whole world is there to watch it.
Because I sometimes always felt that was the big problem for the British film industry. Wasn't just financing, but it was the fact that the American industry controls the cinema chains.
The distribution. Indeed,
yes.
Yeah, the lines of distribution.
Whereas you can put a show on YouTube or something like that. And
the whole world is watching.
It's purely down to the word of mouth and getting it out there.
Indeed, it's up to you to get people to come to you, really.
Yeah.
Rather than you have to try and find a way to get
Well, that's
to
where
them.
I think a show like this is important, because we're letting people know,
Indeed.
aware of good quality stuff that's out there, and hopefully you guys will check it out.
And if we haven't reviewed your show, if you're a producer of web series, let us know.
And if you're watching our show and you haven't checked some of these shows out, you have to, because there's actually some really good stuff out there. And that actually brings us up to our first show, Divine White's Introduction to Hollywood.
Yep. This is it's a British-made web series.
Yes, but it's shot in Hollywood.
Shot in Hollywood.
Actually, I got a bit confused at first because I thought we were doing British shows, and I watched this. I remember I was saying to you earlier, I thought that they had obviously shot it in England and would just use clips from Hollywood, but it was actually British people making it in Hollywood.
So here's the trailer.
What we're doing now is an exercise called closure.
The British are back.
Boing.
But are they ready for Hollywood in the 21st century?
They're gonna eat you alive.
My course provides actors with a security blanket and the comfort they desire when they first come to LA.
She's an amazing teacher.
Anything is possible. This is LA. Opportunity is in the air.
Oh my God.
How long have you worked for Divine?
Forever.
When first coming here, it can often seem overwhelming, intimidating. This place has different rules, it has different systems.
And that's where I come in.
It's time to get ready.
There you go.
So, did you enjoy this show?
I did, yes. I watched all 6 actually just straight through, back to back. I thought it was quite very, very funny.
Now, I went to drama college.
Yes.
So I was actually, I spent a lot of time in theatre trying to break it into an actor. So I was actually genuinely laughing out loud at this show.
So you
there was so much in this show that I recognised. But what I was actually thinking when I was about halfway through it was, and I really enjoyed this and I found it very funny, but I didn't actually find anything new here. In that I've seen parodies of drama workshops and drama colleges before.
We did the musical theatre one a few weeks back.
But I'm just even not talking BBC's done, you know, it's and I often wonder if, because not only just actors but a lot of writers go to drama college as well, where it's just for actors and writers it's easy material for them.
Yeah.
And although I found this very funny, I just wanted to check with you what you thought, because I got all those jokes, and when I watch something like this I wonder, I get this because I went to drama college and I was in theatre. Would somebody who wasn't in theatre or hadn't gone to drama college get the same?
I think what they've done quite cleverly here though, is it's about a group of British actors learning the Hollywood way of doing things. You know, how they can expect to become famous in Hollywood, how they become
for $5,000.
For $5,000, and this is their guru, Divine White, the self-proclaimed guru. And I think it's because they couched it in that sort of California, you know, I'm very spiritual, you know, I can show you the way. Yeah. It could be, this is particularly about acting, but it could have been about anything that a guru would like to teach a small group of people. And I think that made it accessible, So I enjoyed it a lot.
Now, I was thinking back to 2 other shows, which were thematically very different. The Sands of Mexico and Ragged Isle.
Yes.
And we brought up when we saw Ragged Isle, and we brought up again with Sands of Mexico. The one thing that I really liked about them, and I think made them stand out, and it made this stand out as well, was giving it a sense of place.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times with a lot of the shows that we've been watching, the internet shows, the one criticism I could level, and it's probably to do with time and money, and but very often they don't give too much to giving it a sense of place, establishing shots to it, which they actually I felt did very, very well, in that you really did feel like you were in Hollywood. You know, there's some actual lovely, especially in that trailer, you saw them all by the beach and stuff like that. They did a really good job of not just keeping them all on a set, but just giving a whole sense of Los Angeles and Hollywood.
And actually the cinematography I thought was really lovely. It was quite lush. The
I didn't like, the one thing I didn't like to come out with the criticism was the narration. Because I really felt it worked very well as a mockumentary. It was laugh out loud funny, but the narration was too much, not the dialogue, but the way it was done. It didn't sound too much like he was forcing on a deep voice to kind of like, it for me, it just, that was the one thing which moved too much from being a mockumentary where you could believe it was, where that was. But that was the only thing I could think of to actually criticise it on. But otherwise I enjoyed it. But then, as I said, I went to drama college, so I got all those jokes, but I found it very, very funny.
So the character of Divine White is
now is she really a mystic?
She's this is actually also the creator of the show.
Yeah.
But the production company is Fun Size Studios, and they're actually based in the UK, so it is actually a British produced show, even though it's filmed out in Los Angeles. And I think they do have plans for a second series, which was hinted at the very end, where she's going to hopefully come to London and actually teach American actors about making it in the UK.
Well, that gives it a whole new different spin to it all. I mean, sometimes that's the whole way, you keeping it within the format, keeping it true to the original format, but giving it a whole new clever spin to it. It's actually been nominated for the LA Comedy Awards after only 2 episodes were released on the internet. I understand.
That's very impressive. It was only because it's a very recent series. It's only started, I think, in March. We're up to 6 episodes now, and it was only 2 episodes in and it already got nominated. So that's congratulations to them. A lot of fun. Like I said, I thought the cinematography was great. Direction is great. It actually felt quite like an authentic documentary. As a mock.
As I said, I felt everything about it apart from the narration.
Maybe like David Tennant's voice, or someone that you're familiar with doing those.
Well, it felt like somebody trying to spoof that type of voice. It didn't sound like a natural voice. But the voice aside, I could have actually even bought it, because I've been to drama college and you see some of that crazy stuff going on there, so I could have bought a lot of what was going on in it.
Great. Okay, well,
yes, definitely. As you can tell, it gets some cheers from us. So the episode's only about 6 or 7 minutes long.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of fun, great, good jokes in it. So definitely, it's one to check out. Do we have the web address? I think it's YouTube.
It was
One Fun Size Studios. One numerical 1 Fun Size Studios. Definitely worth checking out.
Or it's divine-white.com.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, that takes us to,
of course, the Bitleys top 5. That top 5 you've all been waiting for all week.
Indeed. And number 5, it's called the Zac Efron song.
Yep.
And he makes me sigh. You make me feel like I'm 17 again. Your gorgeous eyes and your perfect skin. Well, I'd say you are the music in me, but you can be in me other ways. You know what I mean? Oh, Zachary, baby, it's you.
Okay, well, that's another YouTube kid at home.
Yes.
playing
How many hits has he got?
I think he's got quite a lot on that particular one, but not quite. He's not in sort of Brett Domino territory.
Oh, it's all Rebecca Black.
Rebecca Black. No. Another comedy. You know, I write comedy songs, and aren't I kind of funny? Bit smug, perhaps.
And not really. There's quite a bit of this already on the internet.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was good effort. Not quite. I think on the level of some of these sort of comedy comedy singer-songwriters you get on YouTube, but yeah, so. But number 4, this one is called Michael Jackson versus Mr. Bean.
I think that's the fight we've always wanted to see. Now, I don't think there's anything original there, because I mean, you used to have the Claymation series, Celebrity Deathmatch, and you get a lot of other shows. I mean, we saw the James Bond one the other week on the Bitleys, where they take realistic-looking action figures. But I think what made this really so good was just the animation was actually that bit better, because I mean, the movements of the Michael Jackson. I mean, that was just absolutely.
I don't know how long it took them.
Yes,
but the Mr. Bean doll is great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got
well, those dolls. You go down Forbidden Planet, and they have these action figures, you know, from Star Wars or Iron Man or Mr. Bean or whatever. They ain't cheap, you know.
No, absolutely.
They're like £100, £200.
And you do see a lot of these animations, and they are using very expensive action figures, and you think they're buying them as they come in as well. Just to, you know, it's amazing. There's a lot of money being spent. I don't suppose you can order them for free, just so you can say, yeah, well, I'll be advertising your product on YouTube. Number 3.
You want to send us anything for free? We'll advertise it on here all day long.
Get in touch with YTV.
Yeah.
Number 3, the Grand Rapids Lip Dub.
Them good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this will be the day that I die. This will be the day that I die. Helter skelter in the summer swelter, the birds flew off with a fallout shelter, 8 miles high and falling fast. It landed foul on the grass. The players tried for a forward pass with the jab.
It's astonishing how that's all done in one take.
Okay, just to put this in context, that was just 30 seconds, but
yeah,
they do the full length 9-minute American Pie, lip syncing to it, but it's all done in one shot, driving around the town with everyone from the townsfolk, the police, fire engine.
It's insane.
The entire town are involved in this. I guess it's the next step from the only way to Show Me the Way to Amarillo. But I mean, 9 minutes a single take. It is.
You know, when Orson Welles does something like that, it's regarded as cinema history, and you know, I mean. I was watching this and I was like, I wonder, did they manage to do it in one take, or how many out with the rehearse? It was just like, the mind boggles.
There's moments where there's like fireworks in the background, you know, during actual particular words in the song, and it is quite an astonishing achievement. I mean, and they say it's a world record.
Do you know where it was shot?
Well, Grand Rapids.
Right.
That's what they're advertising, and it's sort of been paid for, I think, in part by the tourist board for Grand Rapids, and it's like, you know, it's fantastic. I really recommend seeking that one out. The Grand Rapids Lip Dub, or lip sync if you're English.
Well, next up, it's number 2.
Number 2, the mute
The
button.
mute button.
That's not what people say all day. That's not what people say all day.
Don't you wish you had one of those?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, typical sort of noisy street, and then suddenly everyone just goes completely quiet. That was Improv Everywhere, which you reviewed a few months back. This is the latest creation, where a group of actors goes out, makes a lot of noise, arguing, dancing in the street, and one guy just gives a signal. They just all go quiet, and then they're just filming the reactions of the passers-by, watching actual real behaviour going on, but just no sound coming out. It's quite funny. I like the people that they start sort of discussing between them, sort of trying to work out who's an actor and who's not. You know, are they just passers-by, or are they part of the joke? Yep. So check out Improv Everywhere's YouTube channel for that one. Number 1. This one's called Jedi A-Holes Strike Back.
Well, that's another video from Freddie Wong.
Freddie Wong, indeed, his latest one.
Who we reviewed only a few weeks back. Somebody else we recently reviewed.
Oh, wow, Freddie Wong stuff is just great.
What gets me about him is his stuff. I mean, he strikes me as somebody who each video he's going through Adobe After Effects or something, learning different special effects. And each little video he does is hysterical. I mean, it's just really great. But I keep on thinking, I'd love to see him actually do a feature-length movie with all these amazing effects ability he has now.
I'm sure it would be very interesting to see that. So this is like, if you did have Jedi powers and lightsabers,
and you're a bit of a dick, what would you do?
What would you do? You go around just annoying everyone, wouldn't you? And there's a scene in it where actually they lend their lightsabers to 2 kids and just sort of take bets on who's going to die. Yep. Cheers for Freddie Wong, I think.
As always, cheers for we all loved his website, and there's also something about you put any kind of like spoof on Star Wars on the internet. That's just something everybody loves. A bit like when we had Dancing Chewbacca last week.
Indeed, absolutely, yes. Any comments in the Ustream chat room?
Actually, Ustream's actually very, very. No, Ustream's quite busy.
Yeah.
But no real. They're actually talking among each other.
Everyone's talking amongst themselves. Talk to us as well. Anyway, so our next web series in our British week is another quite recent one. It's 6 episodes long.
Yep.
And for those of you who watched Talking Who a few weeks back, we had a guest in called David Chapman, who was the writer of the Doctor Who role-playing game, and it was mentioned that he'd also did a web series. Well, this is the web series, and it's called Unlocked. Unlocked is about gamers, and it's really just about a bunch of characters. Really, they're just sort of united.
They've come together because of their love of gaming, films,
comic books,
television, music,
sort of
very geeky kind of stuff.
Geek heaven kind of thing.
Yes.
So here's the trailer.
There's a lot of references in it as well.
Facilities are to the rear, refreshments will be provided, and in the event of a zombie apocalypse, the loft is fully stocked.
Here's everything you'll need for the next 10 days. Games, bed, toilet.
You drink mine if you can't go. Screw you!
hell is wrong with you? Promise you won't laugh. I always laugh at it. It's Zoe. She's so gorgeous.
Oh, we're here. That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
I won't go back out there. You can't make me. Put us up together, man.
What are we gonna do?
We're just children. Knockout.
Shut it, Muggle!
Do you have the death of Batman?
Which time? He must have been killed like 100 times. Why would Alex do something like this?
Excuse me, I've got you have a cold today.
It's kind of like interesting. It seems to start with Spaced.
Yeah.
That it seems to me very much now that there's a market not just for genre shows, but a market for shows about people who are into genre shows.
Yes, I think that's true.
And this actually reminded me a bit different kind of like plot, but reminded me a bit of Spaced, and that is dealing with people who are you know, there's all kind of like geek and comic book and film references layered throughout the whole of the show.
Actually, I mean, there is tons. Just, you know, to t-shirts they're wearing, words they say, music you can hear in the background. There's just references to, you know, video games, music, horror, science fiction as well. And actually, on their website, they've actually got a handout. You can print off a PDF, and it's like all the references you can. You can check back, see if you got them all. But it's a kind of a funny show. It's
been 6 episodes so far, and they're working on a second series.
They are indeed. Yeah, it's the main characters work in a comic book shop, you know, and they get together every so often to play games, you know, and then there's also a developing love story as well. They had problems, I think, in the first episode. There was sort of sound audio problems, but get past that, and you know, it's a very sort of quite well put together series. I mean, the opening credits is just brilliant. You know, they've got the everyone's names are actually pastiches of sort of popular video games. The acting is slightly amateur compared to a lot of shows that we've done, but actually I didn't mind that at all.
I didn't really feel so much.
I kind of actually thought it added to it because it made them feel like real geeks.
But not just that, I felt there's something very much that has a very much a fly on the wall feel to it all as well.
They all felt authentic because of that, and it's like I think you know, actors would have probably brought a bit too much to it, and
you're thinking of Divine White at the moment,
and it would have probably had less authentic feel to it. So no, I enjoyed it, you know, and it was kind of good to sort of, you know, it's fun to, when you're fans like us of the same kind of influences that the makers of this show have, you know, you're looking for those references yourself. I don't much get all the video games ones. Not much of a game.
Well, you know me in games, so
no, indeed, so yeah, I had a lot of fun, and maybe when they make the second series in Norwich, we might go up there and have a look and do a set report. So yeah, I'm
definitely, as you can tell, it's a cheers from us.
I don't know. Are they in the chat rooms?
Well, I'm getting YouTube fine, but there doesn't seem to be anybody in the YouTube chat room. But everybody who's in Ustream saying that they can't actually get YouTube. Does it need unlocking or something?
Interesting. Okay.
If you are watching us on YouTube, say something on the YouTube forum. But it seems to be YouTube seems to be working fine for me.
Ustream, yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, we did have a problem with YouTube, guys. We've just fixed it hopefully now. So, apologies for that, but yeah, there was a problem with YouTube. Anyway, to our third series. The Splott Division. Now, this one is This
is what we've always needed. I mean, what does the world need that we've never had before.
Welsh superheroes.
Welsh superheroes. You know what I'm talking about here, boyo.
So I don't know if this is. I don't know if there's been any other web series out of Wales yet. I don't think we've reviewed anything.
This is the first one we've reviewed out of Wales.
I
know. Well,
since
I've been on the show.
I'd be curious to know if it's the first ever web series from Wales.
Maybe somebody wants to email us and let us know on that front.
So yes, we'll show you the trailer for the Splott Division.
Yes.
This are Welsh superheroes.
Now, I don't want you to panic. No, guys. Guys, seriously. You're being made redundant.
To die. He doesn't want to die. She doesn't want to die. None of us want to die.
I love this show. What did you think of it?
I thought it was highly enjoyable. I have to say. Yeah. It's just.
I think that's just a great conceit. I mean, the idea of downtrodden superheroes whose careers aren't going so well, it has been done before, but I felt they felt a real new spin on it, and putting it in Wales, I just made it something kind of unique.
You know, it's called the Splott Division, which I don't know much about Cardiff, but I assume it's just a particular area in Cardiff. So you know, these superheroes aren't just there to save. They don't go out saving the world. They're just protecting a little corner of
Cardiff.
But you know, there's the sexy babe one who's got super smell. There's a handicapped one as well.
Yes.
He's in a wheelchair and he's got super hearing. And then there's the drunk one.
I'm trying to think if has there been a superhero in a wheelchair before,
other than Professor X.
Of course, Professor X. Yes. I don't really think of him as a superhero though.
Because he's like the boss of superheroes, right?
Yes.
But yeah, and then of course, the iceberg is assigned to them, but the real iceberg is a complete drunk, and so he sends an imposter to take his place, who has no superpowers at all, and he has to pretend he does, and supposed to pretend he's got sort of psychic powers. And then of course the big plot point of the story, which is where the episodes will really continue, is actually they get made redundant, they get laid off because the recession won't allow them to continue.
And they've been dropped from the superhero league.
They've been dropped.
Yes.
So this is, I think, the point that we're going to be seeing is where do they go from here?
Yeah.
But because they've only done 3 episodes and
they haven't filmed any more yet, but apparently they're going to be filming.
So the entire first series isn't ready yet, but the first 3 episodes are there. It's a lot of fun. It's very silly, and it's sort of great because it's silly. I think that's its appeal, and the Welsh accent I think is great, and I think I'd be really interested to hear if any of the Americans who are end up watching this series. Well, the Welsh accent is.
I honestly don't see how anybody could have a problem with it. I mean, there are certain regional accents in the United Kingdom or Europe I can understand people having issues with, but not the Welsh accent. But then again, what do I know? Because I understand they cut all the Welsh accents out of Torchwood.
Well, yes. Yes, indeed. Which is a shame, because Torchwood is Welsh.
It's not very good, though.
So, here are some of the characters.
Yep. His power's super hearing.
And it's quite interesting because none of them have actually got any. They're not offensive powers. They're sort of
very passive powers.
They're very passive powers. Yeah, no. It's funny. It's a funny show.
Would none of those powers be really any good in a fight?
None of them would be good in a fight. I think that's half the point.
Half the fun.
And maybe that's another way to get round the low budgetness of is that you're not creating heroes that are always going to get into fights.
Yeah.
They're actually have to think their way through a crisis, like they actually do in this one.
Yeah.
When you have like a suicide bomber storyline. I enjoyed it. I just really hope they can make some more quite quickly, and cash in on the fact that they've actually been getting a lot of attention on their first 3 episodes. They were in the Guardian newspaper.
Oh, really?
About this as well. So
that's pretty good.
They're getting good publicity, and I met them last week at the MCM Expo. So they're doing the
convention rounds, yes.
And,
which apparently what was that show we saw about the Canadian superheroes?
Heroes of the North.
Yeah, they were doing a lot of conventions in North America as well to try and promote it.
Especially if you're doing like a sci-fi or a geek type series, is go to the convention circuit.
Well,
that is the best way to.
Well, when I was at DragonCon last year, Chad Vader was there.
Oh,
and Felicia Day is doing tons of conventions.
How could you tell the difference between Chad Vader and a normal Darth Vader?
I think it was there was just a dealer's table, and they said this is the Chad Vader guy, but
this is just a guy in a Darth Vader costume. Actually, we should review Chad Vader one because he's very funny. So Splott Division.
Yep. Cheers from us.
And get some more episodes made soon, please. So, Q&A. What have we got?
Right, has anybody got any questions for us in the message boards? I know some people have... Now we've got it up and running. Some people have migrated into YouTube as well.
So yes, YouTube, thosevideoguys.tv. Please subscribe to the channel. Tweet us at those video guys, and join our Facebook at facebook.com/those.
See, we are currently lords of all the media. We're covering YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Who's
should we be on MySpace? I don't know.
Who's on MySpace now?
Should we be on Bebo?
Right now, Agent Frankie and Mary Higg.
Agent Frankie, that's David Chapman. Hello.
David Chapman, he's saying that he went to Kapow Comic Con to promote his show.
Yeah.
And Mary Higg, do you recognise that name?
No.
Mary, what show? Because they went to VCon. And they're going to Girl Geek. There's a Girl Geek Con.
There's a Girl Geek Con. Wow. Can someone do?
I want to go to that.
Can someone do a video report for us and send that?
Oh, I want to be there with the Girl Geeks.
You might not be allowed in. So conventions. Tell us about conventions. What are your plans on your conventions, Sean? I know you've got some lined up.
Right, if you want to check out, I do conventions myself. starfury.co.uk. I'm doing a Chuck and Terminator one. Chuck.
Really?
Very popular show.
Really?
It does. Yes.
Who would have thought that?
And then after that, I have a Glee convention.
Oh dear.
Whatever sells. Got a Glee convention.
Absolutely.
Then after that, I have a vampire themed convention, which has crossing Buffy and Angel with True Blood, and I'm just at the moment sorting out a huge guest for that one.
Blood and Bone China.
Not from Blood and Bone China.
Get them on.
And then at the end of the year, I've got a Leverage convention. Oh, and an L Word. That's the biggest thing for me, the L Word conventions. And I'm working on hopefully doing a Game of Thrones con for next year.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay,
because I'm completely addicted to that show.
Would that be the first one, do you think? Do you think
hopefully, but who knows? Somebody else might beat me to the punch. I was supposed to be doing the world's first Glee convention, but now somebody's doing one the week before me in Australia.
Of Thrones, where is that filmed? Is that filmed in Ireland?
Yeah.
So presumably everyone's local.
Yeah, even better. Save me on the flights. The flights are the biggest killer of them all.
I'm sure, yeah. Well, actually, I would love to. Game of Thrones is. I'm 2 weeks behind on Game of Thrones, actually.
Oh my goodness!
So, yes, it's a good series.
Yeah,
it's a very good series.
I've actually started reading the books now.
Oh, okay, yeah, indeed. So we've had some ideas for future themed weeks as well, and I know we're going to be covering teen shows.
Mm-hmm.
There's quite a few we haven't yet had a look at, which we've been requested to.
So what are some of the themes we've had requested?
we've got there's a, you know what we're talking about, Divine White and shows about actors. I mean, I really like Divine White, but there's a lot of shows that's always been recommended for us to review, and they're kind of similar things. They're all about actors trying to make it in Hollywood.
But that's because what you got is, I think, with a lot of shows on the internet, a lot of them are being produced by people who want to get into the industry. And when you're actually writing or creating something yourself, what do? You do what you know. So that's why I said there probably are quite a few more shows about actors, struggling actors.
And I think there's almost too many of them now. And I think maybe if you are a creator of a show and you're thinking about doing a show about actors who are struggling, is just think about how many other shows, web series, are about actors struggling, trying to make it in Hollywood, and maybe think if you've got something more unique you could do in that, that's fine. But I don't know. I think we're reaching sort of saturation point. But no, we've had a lot of because I think we did Out With Dad a few weeks back, and that's a teen show. But there are quite a few other teen shows we've yet to cover. I certainly would like to do a teen week. I think we've done.
I wonder, can we get Rebecca Black on the show and interview her?
We'd have to ask Brad, but I'm sure she's very, very expensive now.
Do you know that they actually were singing Friday on Glee the other week?
Yeah, I know. Well, you know, how can Glee ruin a already bad song? I mean, that would be quite interesting, actually. Cool. All right.
Okay.
Any other comments in the chat room?
It's difficult to. I'm trying to catch up with everything here, but we're going to be going now. But we're going to be back again in 20 minutes' time with Talking Who.
Yes. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, don't stay on the same channel. You need to go back out to the front page and then click on the actual Talking Who event link, because it's if you're on Ustream, you can actually stay on the same channel. It will actually come live on exactly the same place. But on YouTube, you actually have to come out of the page you're watching now, go back to the front page, and click on Talking Who episode 8. So yes, if you're a Doctor Who,
we're up to 8 already.
Yeah, if you're a Doctor Who fan, please join us in 20 minutes where we'll be talking about all the latest stuff in Doctor Who and looking at the A Good Man Goes to War.
Yes. Okay, so we'll see you here next week then.
Take care. See you next week.